house was actually my partner, Luisa's childhood home.
Really?
Isn't that wild?
Oh, full circle.
Yeah, it's so weird. I didn't know the address, and we've driven past the house, like, out in that area before. She's like, this is where I grew up. And I'm like, okay, yeah, nice place. She's like, my dad planted all these gardens. I'm like, yeah, great. Well, my parents really regret selling that place. I'm like, yeah, I would. This location's insane. Like, so my client sent me the listing and was like, I'm interested to see this. And I hadn't put two and two together until I pulled up. And I was like, oh, shit, this is the one. And I texted Luisa. I was like, guess where I am? I was like, I'm in your childhood home.
Welcome to the Ottawa Property Podcast with your hosts, Tony McNeil and Adolfo Alvarenga. Each week, they'll take a look at what's happening in the Ottawa real estate market and offer practical advice and insights for listeners. From market updates to success stories, they cover it all. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer, a seasoned investor, or just curious about the property landscape in Canada's capital, they've got you covered. Sit back, get comfortable, and let's get into it.
This is recorded.
Yeah, I know. Welcome back, everybody, to, I'm going to try to be chipper here, another episode of the Ottawa Property Podcast. My name is Tony McNeil. I am a realtor based here in Ottawa, Canada, joined always by my co-host, Adolfo Alvarenga, a level 2 mortgage agent with Referral Mortgages. Every week, we are diving into some topics, what we're seeing in our local market, whether it be stats or real-life experiences. All that we ask in return, if you are listening to our podcast, is that you like it. Like the damn thing. Subscribe, I guess. I don't know.
Let us know what you want to hear.
Comment, share it with someone. I don't know. Yeah, let us know what you want us to talk about. We sit here every morning before this begins and we go, what the hell are we going to talk about today?
We ramble a lot of the time.
Yeah, exactly. We got a lot of our frustration out off camera, and this is the turning point where it actually becomes a pleasant morning. This is the TSN turning point. That being said, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, follow us, like it, share, comment. Adolfo, what's up, man?
What is up? A week has gone by. Fuck, we're halfway through the summer year.
Week flies, man.
Yeah,
week.
We were just talking about it. 3 weeks went by in like no time.
What is with that, man? You get into your 30s, and then all of a sudden, time just starts like melting away from you. And I honestly feel that. I'm like, it's almost mid-July, and I'm like, I haven't done anything like summer-ish. Like maybe a couple of like lake days and stuff like that, but it's like I don't feel like I've really
enjoyed.
Yeah,
being
man.
Outside and stuff like that.
So like, I think so. Like, I'm probably going to take a little bit of a summer break after this podcast episode. So
summer hiatus.
Tony can go to the beach and
you got to
some
take
Coronas.
Sophie to the beach.
Yeah.
Westboro Beach.
Yeah.
You know.
I want to try one of these Coronas, and you're supposed to like dump out the top of it, and then you top it up with Aperol.
I have never heard that.
I saw it on Instagram. It looks really good. I might even try it today.
Hey, let us know.
It looks delicious.
Let us know how
if someone did it with a Miller, a High Life or something, like champagne and beers. Anyway, this is not a
let's summer drink podcast today.
This is what's on Tony's mind at 11 a.m. in the morning.
That tells you how much the day is going, how well the week is going.
Been a week, man. No, we saw numbers come out from the Ottawa Real Estate Board this week, and we're steady as she goes. It's not like flaming hot. It's not ice cold. It kind of depends, like we've been saying for the last 6 months. Depends where you're at, where you live, what you have, what you're trying to sell, what you're trying to buy. Sales were down month to month from May. I think it was 1,600 sales, give or take. But if you look at it June over June, because these are June numbers, not July numbers. It's impossible to have July numbers, guys. Okay?
We're halfway through the month.
Do not have crystal balls anymore. The crystal ball I had is broken.
We don't get any predictions. It hasn't worked all year. We need to add new batteries.
No, yes, we need to charge that damn thing. I got it on Amazon, so it's fine. Anyway, if you look at the June over June numbers, it's actually up 10%. So we're actually
June from last year was lower than June this year.
Correct.
Interesting.
Yeah, significantly, like 10%. That's
a big jump.
I think so.
It's pretty interesting because like in a lot of places, it's not the case. Like in some cases,
sales, other places of the country, it's even talking about the country.
The country, even the city, like it just kind of goes. But like we're comparing Ottawa numbers, right? Like
this is just the entire whole of Ottawa.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Like when we were talking off camera, this like how in Toronto, like there was just 42 pre-construction condos sold, and everybody's like running wild.
The clickbait is oh man, it's juicy on that one. If I saw that, I'd click it.
Oh, everybody would.
So
42. Imagine 42 condos sold in a month for how many people in Toronto?
The greater area is like 8 million or something.
Like everybody's like, okay, what's going on? The market's crashing. This is it.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, we're getting in.
The buyers salivating on the sideline.
All those.
I'm gonna get a condo for 200 grand.
Yeah, it's not.
42 pre-construction homes, guys.
Yeah.
42 sales by developers.
Yeah.
Obviously the headline reads like 42 sales. Like I said, super clickbaity, but it seems like resale there is in and about 800 units or more on average a month, which I assume is still very low for Toronto.
Yeah.
But to your point, every Canadian city is different. Like I listen to podcasts from other agents all over the country, and markets like Edmonton are like apparently blazing hot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
then you go to Calgary and it's like that.
It's ice cold. Yeah, exactly. It's so crazy, right?
But that's why it's like in Ottawa, it's like it's always interesting to know that is it the government, is it the tech that kind of keeps us afloat, because like you always need the space. It also helps the fact that I feel that in Ottawa a lot of people don't necessarily want to live in condos. They kind of will sacrifice their commute and stuff like that, you know? Yeah. So like, and that's where I feel that it's key, where like houses, obviously depending on where your life is at the end of the day, like people are saying like, oh, $1 million homes are sitting and stuff like that. But I have had 2 clients close in the last 2 weeks that are bought $1 million home and sold theirs like back to back, like, you know, like bought and sold. So like, it's the sales are happening. It's just a matter of like, okay, like you said, like we've been saying for the last few weeks, it's like, is it priced well? Which I feel is the most important thing. Like,
yes,
we had a client who a deal didn't go through because the property itself, even though it was somewhat priced well, there was some work that needed to be done that the seller wasn't willing to give in, right?
Yeah, significant, perhaps very expensive foundation work on that one.
Yeah, and it could have been too, but like it was also that
could have been 5,000. It could have been 50,000. It's so hard to say, right?
It's hard to say, right? But you advise the client on that end to say like it's because of the unknown. It's just better to walk away from it.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like it sucks to lose it, but we let her make that decision on her own. All you can do is explain the variables and say we've had foundation guys come in, we've had additional home inspectors come in to look at it, and no one can give us a definitive answer. So if we don't know, like, what's your risk tolerance in this? But even still, like, things that are priced well will move quickly. To that point, you know, detached homes led the pack. It's so weird. If you I think back to all the stats, like month over month for like 2024, and detached was like relatively flat. Like people were having a tough time moving them, especially in like suburbs and that type of thing. And it still kind of is that way if it's improperly priced. But detached is up like 3.5% year over year, and month over month it's up as well. Like people are like back on the I think I can make that jump now. I think I can get in from like a townhome to a detached, and I think that's really kind of moving the market a bit.
Let me play devil's advocate on this
Sure.
One. Do you think that because of year over year, in terms of the increase in that, do you think it's because the prices have now dropped compared to last year?
No, because the prices are up.
Dropped. Prices are up.
Yeah, prices are up.
Okay.
So that's what.
So not just the sales are up, prices are also up.
I meant by sales. Sorry, if I said sales, I apologize. I meant prices are up month over month and year over year. Okay. So yeah, they're up significantly, like 3%. I mean, it's not a huge year, but in an uncertain time,
definitely is a good thing. Yeah, for sure. And like it's on average, that's what we usually estimate, about a 3% increase on a yearly basis.
Sure. Yeah. Super conservative. Absolutely. Yeah.
But like it's interesting because it could be the rates. It could be the rates dropping. I think it's like a year ago this time the rates were significantly higher than what they are now.
Rates for sure. And I also think as human beings with this many distractions in our lives, we're like goldfish. So we have very limited memories and select memories.
Squirrel.
Yeah, squirrel, exactly. No, I think people just kind of forget. Like, we're out of the pandemic years now. So like we've forgotten about how cheap money was. Even last year, interest rates being as high as they are, I guess what I'm saying is like everyone's climatized to what the current situation is now. People are just kind of like, all right, it is what it is. I guess we're going to move, and this is the rate I'm going to deal with, or this is what the price I'm going to sell at. Like it just, we're not holding out hope that like there's going to be another crazy spike. It's like, hey, if I had to move or I want to move, this is the climate in which I have to do it in.
And that's why they say like it's a more balanced market, right? Like we're seeing on properties that are priced well and look well, and we're seeing multiple offers. We're seeing over asking.
Yeah, I saw
but then
multiple offers many times this week. Anyway.
Yeah. No, go ahead, please.
No, it's honestly like, geez, different sets of clients. I've seen multiple offers on at least 3 or 4 properties in the last 7 days. So it's happening. Like for the right properties, special lots, good locations.
Yeah,
like things go quick, man, very quick.
Yeah.
And one particular in Britannia. This week we didn't even offer on it because it wasn't the right kind of lot for my client, but 5 offers and it sold firm with no conditions.
No conditions?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I think someone's going to tear it down personally, but
it's Britannia Beach.
Yeah, it's right on the bike path. Like you can spit on the beach from the lot. Like it's on Howe Street, so it's like the last one.
The house is like coming down, or is it?
No, you could live in it very well. It's not like it's not going to make the front cover of a magazine, but it's fine. It's fine.
It's livable.
Totally. Yeah, 100. Not even like I don't know if I would live in this.
What
like
was
it's
the
very
price
livable.
point, if you don't mind me asking?
It was 800.
Okay,
sold
not
for
bad
851. Yeah, I think so. Like I was speculating with the client that it would have been like closer to 9. I thought, and I have a feeling that they probably had a higher price on paper with conditions, but opted to take the firm sale with a quick close just to be done with it.
Well, on that point, they just signed the dotted line.
Well,
like the offer was so incentivized of like sign here,
and that's the
and
thing.
that's it. And sell us your life.
They bought that house for. Funny enough, actually, this is a really good story. The house was actually my partner Luisa's childhood home.
Really?
Isn't that wild?
Oh, full circle.
Yeah, it's so weird. I was like,
it would have been full circle if you clients would have been the buyer.
Yeah, because I didn't know the address. I know Luisa had talked to me, and we've driven past the house like out in that area before. She's like, "This is where I grew up," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, nice place." She's like, "My dad planted all these gardens." I'm like, "Yeah, great." And I'm like, "Good for you." And she's always like, "Well, my parents really regret selling that place." I'm like, "Yeah, I would. This location's insane." Like, I can imagine that they did. But so my client sent me the listing and was like, I'm interested to see this. And I hadn't put 2 and 2 together because I'm like, I know the street, but I didn't, because the way the photo was taken, like the big tree in the front, like they had taken it kind of in front of it, so you couldn't see. It didn't look like the house, I guess is what I'm saying. Until I pulled up and I was like, oh shit, this is the one. And I texted Luisa. I was like, guess where I am? I was like, I'm in your childhood home. And she was like,
which one is your bedroom again?
Yeah, she was like, instantly the family chat started blowing up. Like her parents are texting, her sister's texting. I'm telling them what's going on, and they're like, "How do we offer on this thing? Like, can we all collectively buy it together?"
No.
Oh yeah. They're speculating like crazy. Anyway, my client didn't go for it. Like I said, it sold over asking without conditions, but I'm sure that someone else wanted it for more money, just too much risk. So it's a pretty cool story, though.
That's funny.
They were shocked by it.
They could have put you in a conflict of interest at that point.
Yeah, no kidding.
I can't do anything.
Well,
your client would have been interested, and they're interested. You're like in the middle of both. We're like, oh my god, okay.
So I was like, then the family chat, they're saying like, well, it looks like they haven't done anything since we sold it. Like nothing.
Do you? And I'm sure you know this.
$350 they sold it for. Is that what you're gonna ask me?
I didn't even need to ask you because you're like, what did they sell it for? What? How long ago?
2014, I think. 13, 14.
That's 11 years ago.
Yeah.
And it sold for $850, and they sold for $350.
Yeah.
That's $500K in 11 years.
It's not bad, is it?
$45K a year.
Yeah, it's like
It's
having a little side hustle. It's like it's a
minimum salary.
Yeah, you're right.
On a yearly basis.
That's like a lot of people's yearly salary right there. Tax free if it's your personal residence.
Net, yes. But I'm saying like a minimum Ottawa wage salary basically.
No, you're absolutely right.
And it's wild there. But it's wild that
And they didn't put any money into it. They just let it sit. That's the best. That's the craziest part about
They
it.
just probably lived in it and just like.
I think it was a rental. Honestly, the way it was cared for, like it didn't. It showed pretty crappy.
And the location is ideal, but it's
Location
it's wild
was insane.
how the human mentality of like we sold it, we were fine selling it, and now we want it back.
Yeah, yeah. And what are we willing to
now,
pay? To
now
get it
we're
back?
willing to pay a lot more because now it's emotional.
Well, Luisa was very emotional about it. Like, and me, I'm like, I'm not emotional at all, and I've never lived in this house. It's just another house to me. Great lot, I get that, but I was like, she was like, what do you think they're gonna do with it? I was like, someone's gonna tear it down, and she's like almost in tears, and I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, I can't believe someone's gonna tear down my childhood home. Like, you don't live in it anymore. Like, it's not your house. Like, I'm like, and I was pretty insensitive, I guess. Sorry, because I got reprimanded pretty hard for that one. But
Tony slept on the couch that day.
the more you do this job, man, the less like emotional you get about these things.
It's hard. I feel you because like it's hard in some ways for you to keep emotion associated to purchases because you have to be the mediator in the middle of
100%.
Because the clients are coming with the emotions.
Absolutely.
They see it as like, okay, I'm oh my god, this could be our home. So there's emotion. You yes, you are gonna tell them like, yes, this is amazing. Like obviously you're gonna see that, but then you also have to remove yourself from that emotionality and be like, does this make sense?
100%.
In like neighborhood, location, and like and you're doing your job. If not, then you're not doing your job right. I'm sorry.
Well, exactly. I agree. If I'm in there being like, this house is amazing, I love it, $1
This is
million,
perfect for you guys.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
ideal. I
exactly.
totally see your family growing up, and like, it's like, do you actually, or are you just there for the sale?
Yeah. Well, it's it was a nice. It's functional. Like I said, you could live in it as is. It needs work, and it's $1 million house someday. Even if they just renovate, it's $1 million house. But you'd have to do a lot of work. But anyway, I thought that was an interesting story. So things do sell quickly. That was up for less than a day, and I got 5 offers. So
Wow.
and
And a lot of those probably offers without seeing the place.
Perhaps. I mean, there was a couple I could see. Like, it was up for less than a day, and we booked for the following morning. And then I got notifications at like 9 a.m. being like, there's 3 offers. Do you want to bump up your showing? I'm like, no, we'll just keep it where it is, but I'll let you know afterwards if we want to move on it.
Wow.
Yeah. So detached is like, it's hot for sure.
Oh, especially
Even like
that area.
Yeah, semi-detached as well, doing well. Townhomes are a bit flat. For the month of June, they actually had 0 change in the median price, which is like $580 last month, $580 this month. I just think like townhomes, not to say that they're like capped out, but because it's that like first time home buyer entry point, it's hard for that number to bump up. You know, if you know what I'm trying to say. Like if you had the average income in Ottawa is 120,000, so if you got a sizable down payment, like 580 is your.
He means household income, by the way.
Thank you. What did I say?
Average income in general.
Thank
but
you.
Average,
Yeah,
household,
average household
income.
income.
Sorry.
That 580 is kind of your entry point. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So like if that became 620, then the first time home buyers aren't getting into the market. If they're not getting in the market, people aren't upsizing. You know what I mean? Like we talked about first time home buyers being the catalyst for everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's kind of like it's stuck there.
It's basically a domino effect, right? Because like you can't push those prices too high if the incomes in general hasn't increased
exactly,
that high.
100%.
Like, and not saying that they haven't like a lot of townhouses have increased in price dramatically.
Yes,
Even in COVID, we saw it. Some townhomes were selling for ridiculous amount of money.
Man. It's
and
crazy.
It's unfortunate, but it's what happened. It was just like we wanted more space. Everybody wanted to bigger home and stuff, and we're willing to do it. And we had so many people coming from different cities that ended up buying that stuff, right? But like where the salaries were higher, but the reality is like you're saying, that's an entry level for first time home buyers. It's kind of cookie cutters for builders, and it's like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, very builder basic. You know, that minimal upgrade townhome.
Yeah,
they're a dime a dozen,
and they try to spit at them as much as they can because like it's the entry points for a lot of first time home buyers, and that's what we in a way need because there's a lot of people that need to get into the market. And then but what I also feel is a lot of when it's going to be a shift, I feel, is when baby boomers start selling.
Okay.
And that's when it's like, okay, once they start selling, because a lot of them are holding to their homes because they're comfortable where they are. They don't want to downgrade to a condo because it's going to cost them almost the same thing.
Sure.
Because of like maybe not now where the condos are, but in that aspect. So it's like once you start seeing baby boomers sell their detached homes, I think that might be a little bit more of a movement. At least that's my opinion.
I don't think you're wrong. I want to come back to that point about baby boomers because like I've been reading a lot about like this massive shift in generational wealth that's being transferred from parents to kids, and it's like happening right now.
Yeah, we see it live.
Oh yeah, and
Well,
this is the next, like this is going to happen substantially over the next 20 years.
It's either and we're seeing a lot of it over like it's either the children buying the parents' home at a reduced pricing,
Sure.
Which
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of times. It's either parents gifting
A lot of that.
funds. We've seen that for years.
Yeah, I see
already.
it almost weekly, honestly,
Yeah.
with clients, depending on their ages, for sure.
And it's interesting because a lot of the times with clients were like they don't want to ask their parents or they don't think that their parents have that much funds.
Yeah,
And it's like, oh, we got a nice surprise. Like, like, oh, my parents are willing to do it, which is incredible if you
Love
have
it.
the
Yeah.
ability, right? The privilege for that. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where things go going forward.
I think, yeah, that's a lot to unpack there. If your parents have been doing well in the market, that's fantastic. I mean, there's obviously going to be people that don't necessarily have that olive branch, which is what it is. But so many people I talk to about it too, they're like, I feel weird doing this and taking it from my parents. I'm like, why? Like, they want you to have it in most cases. If they didn't, they would say no, I'm sure. And like, be thankful and be grateful that you're in that position, that someone can help you, because otherwise you wouldn't be getting in. And it's better to be in than out.
And you're getting a better product or a better home than you would have gotten
Exactly.
if you would have at the same price point, right?
Well, that goes down to the condo thing, right? Like, if you can't afford the townhome, then do you look at the condos?
Correct.
And the condo market for this month, we saw a bump last month in May. It bumped up to like 415 median price, but now we're back down to like 392. So there must have been a couple of really nice sales in the month of May to kind of bump that number up, and now we're back down to reality. The condo market hasn't moved much in the last like 2 years. It's just hovered around 400K.
It's crazy.
Which is fine because it hasn't really gone down, it hasn't really gone up. So if you're in one, you're still paying down your mortgage. And that's as simple as that. Like, if you're waiting for the condo market to dip so you can get in, like, it's happening now. You would have paid 2 years of mortgage. That's substantial.
Yeah, let's unpack this.
You wouldn't have paid rent.
So condos are stagnant. Let's say it stagnant. But even right now from here, I can see it, like condo buildings being built.
Oh yeah.
So would that be the most savvy thing to do? Because like I feel that we're not a condo city like Toronto, because our suburbs, call it, are far, but they're not 2 hour. Well, I mean,
yeah, it's not like going to the nosebleeds of Mississauga or Brampton
Correct.
or something. Yeah.
Correct. So then, let's say locations, lots, and stuff like that are happening. And I see them a lot here around this neighborhood, where like in the city approved 30 units in this building, call it, or
Sure.
whatever amount of units, and it's going to be a lot of them, like towers being built. But if the condo market is stagnant right now, is it actually advantageous? Is it actually profitable? Should that be actually the development that they should do? But then you go back to the other side of the coin, which is you're building as many homes as you can with the least amount of lot.
Well,
right?
it's like yes and no. There's always a buyer for it eventually.
Totally.
Unless you're in Toronto and there's only 42 sales. But in our case, there's not a lot of for sale pre-construction units. It's all really just purpose-built rentals now in the city. And that, I think, will be the case until the condo market picks back up. And what that looks like is just the inventory slowly getting chipped away at. Once the inventory gets down to a certain level, people will see value in it again, right?
Okay.
And they'll all come back when, let's say, builders stop building and then this supply becomes finite instead of infinite. It can only inevitably push people back in to wanting it, because you want it because it doesn't exist. It's hard to find, or scarcity. It's supply and demand.
Yeah, and it's always like that, right? It's supply and demand.
So, but if we're only building purpose-built rentals, like I see it now, where like, builders have, like, say if they build a stacked townhome project, or they build a low rise unit building with 30 units in or something, they'll swap to renting them because there's no one to buy them at the prices they want to sell them at. So like it's like, hey, I'll just rent them until the market changes, and I guarantee you'll see builders selling their products that are already 3 years old because they're just waiting for the market and the
Pick up
demand to
again.
change.
I mean, if they have the capacity to carry those,
Which-
which most of them do. at
Yeah,
that
they're
point.
they're getting rent on it, man. There's nothing wrong with that, and they're not rent controlled, and like, there's perks to all that in the future
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
So
Especially that's key where there's no rent control.
yeah, it's a huge thing. It goes to that multi-unit we were talking about with a different client this week. And we'll see what happens with it. I'm not sure about it. I would actually just kind of sidebar on that for a second because it's an interesting story, and I'm going to fill this podcast interesting stories before the summer break. We're doing some research on a semi-detached triplex, and it's the listing says to be completed soon. It's still under construction, which is fine. It was something we see all the time. But I made note of the builder and I didn't recognize the name.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, well, I gotta research them more. And I research them, and I get a website, and it's like it's okay. It's not the nicest website I've ever seen. It's not like super like suspicious or anything. But I'm just digging around. I'm like, okay, like it all seemed very like too good to be true, I guess.
Okay.
So I go to the contact us page. I'm like, find out where this address is, because the Google address and what their website address were two different things.
Interesting.
So I Google search where this builder's address is, and it's in like an apartment, a rental. No, I don't know if it was a rental apartment, but it's like an old school housing complex in on Jasmine Crescent and behind the Costco in Orleans. I'm like, this is a bit interesting. I'm like, you're running your business, and maybe they are right. Maybe they have to have, maybe it's their home address. I don't know. I don't know many builders that live in those types of properties, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Correct.
But I'm like, okay, well, next step for something like that is to just search on Tyrion.
Yeah,
I'm like,
for the
what?
builder.
If they're a builder and they're reputable, they'll have a license number with Tyrion, and I'll be able to search them in a directory. And anyone who doesn't know this, you can actually go on, like anyone like Minto, Madame, Richcraft, smaller builders, bigger builders, whoever, you can actually go on Tyrion's kind of builder directory, and you can see how many years they've been licensed for, how many claims they've had against their Tyrion, payouts, that type of thing, to see if they've got a clean slate or if they're full of problems. It kind of gives you a good indication of the quality of the build a lot of time. So
do you want to tell us what Tyrion is and why is it important?
Yeah. So Tyrion is your new home warranty program in Ontario. So anytime you buy a new home with a registered Tyrion home builder, you get a 7-year warranty. Covers things like material defects and imperfections to start. Gets into by the 7th year structural and major defects. So it covers you for a wide array of things at different timelines throughout. But hey, it's peace of mind.
And the gist of it is it guarantees you that the builder did a good job for at least
Or
7 years.
if there's issues, they come back and fix it.
Correct.
And then like if they don't, or if there's disputes, like there's monetary ways to settle that, and there's many different things can happen in many different scenarios. It kind of depends on the deficiency.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad thing to have, right? It gives you peace of mind knowing that a builder can't just give you the keys and say, good luck.
Yeah, and it's also important because like it's something very hard for builders to keep and to obtain
Absolutely.
and to keep for a long time. So that if they do have it, it's a very reputable. And then on the financing side, it's important because it's easier to obtain financing from that. You can't necessarily buy a property unless it's been lived for a year at least, if they don't have Tyrion.
Well, so I worked for a builder in Kitchener-Waterloo, and I worked on the claims, like the Tyrion stuff for home owners to come through us with. Like it was a little bit of a side hustle I did throughout COVID, which was good. I got a lot of experience. It's tough being the mediator between home builder and homeowner because, one is saying you have to fix this and the other saying it's not my responsibility to fix this. You're kind of like playing detective in a lot of these things. It could be a lot of he said, she said type of stuff, but it was stressful. Would never want to do it again. One of my close friends, shout out to Pat. I know he's trying to get his real estate license now. He's talking to me this morning. He's halfway through. Go Pat, we're rooting for you.
There we go.
But he also did it for a different builder. And man, oh man, like we both would just tell the wildest stories about both sides of the coin. And those are very interesting times. But no, I mean, Tyrion's not a bad thing. Like builders, like a good builder will take it very seriously. Like they pride themselves in a clean slate, and they don't want to see any type of dispute or kind of a reconciliation happen on their file, because it's public knowledge. Then a lot of people don't know it exists, but it does exist. If you want to see it, reach out to me. I'll give you the link. It's pretty simple. Anyway, back to the story.
Yes, going back to your
search
builder.
this home builder. There is one listed under that name in Ottawa. And if you click on their profile, you can actually see, how many homes they've registered with Tyrion over the course of their entirety of their license.
Okay.
So this one in particular was going back to it started in 2014, I believe. So it showed 2014 to 2025. But the only times it showed homes with Tyrion was between 2018, 19, 20, 22 or something like that. And it was only 2 homes 1 year, 1 home next year, 3 homes 1 year. Which is fine. There are smaller builders that do 1 or 2 homes a year. That is very, that's a thing. But the issues I had was nothing for 2023, 24, 25. Nothing was showing up there. So I found that hard to believe that there was no closings happening. Again, check the address on that file. It's a different address again. So I'm the cracks are starting to show, and I'm not feeling as confident because let's be honest here. I haven't even been to this property. Right. Yeah. But I want to do my due diligence up front, so I'm prepared when I go there.
Correct.
Because the first question is going to 9 times out of 10. What's the builder like?
Yeah.
What do you know about the builder?
Client,
client, that's what they're going to ask me.
And you got to do your homework at that point too.
100%. Right? I mean, everybody should. Even the client should. You should know who's building your property. Just because something is shiny and new doesn't mean it's built well or correctly or whatever. So I'm serious. It sounds crazy.
No, you're
think,
not.
But it's
you're
so
not wrong.
true.
You're not. You're
people out there
totally
cutting corners all over the place, man. I've seen houses get closed throughout the pandemic with no fucking countertops, man. I've seen it. I've seen some shit. So I'm getting heebie-jeebies about it. I haven't had a conversation with the client yet. I'm going to call them this afternoon and kind of let her know my findings, because I'm still okay to go see it, but based on what I've seen, unless the listing agent has a really great explanation for all this lapse and kind of information everywhere and addresses and lack of kind of what's the
information?
Well, just lack of consistency in the closings year over year. I need to know more.
Or even lack of consistency as on the addresses too, right?
Yeah, I even clicked the Google Maps address and it was someone in here on Park, and I'm like, this is just a strip mall, but I didn't see the sign anywhere. I'm like, none of this really makes sense to me. So stay tuned.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
let's hear back about that.
That's that's my side story. It's a lot of interesting stuff, man. I tell you, this job, you get no day is ever the same, and I can sit down and regale everyone with stories for weeks and weeks upon end. I feel like.
Hey, that's your party trick. You're always the one talking in parties.
It's so true. I mean, I will say I walked into another investment property in Vanier last week.
Is that the one you turned around very quick?
So gross, man. Oh, it's so gross. There's animals and urine and feces on the floor, and I'm just I walked out and I needed a shower, and I just looked at my client and I said, it's these ones that remind us how good we have it.
In some cases, yes.
The man seemed very normal, but everyone's standard of living is totally different.
Correct.
Safe to say we didn't buy it. But anyway, I don't know. Kind of rambling a bit, but I think it sums up how the market is, honestly. Condos, slow, townhomes, steady as she goes, detached. If it's priced well and it shows well, it'll move.
Yeah. I mean, hey, there we go.
And I think that'll be a lot of the same for July and August. And I'm curious to see where we sit in September. I think fall will be a very steady month. The only thing that freaks me out a bit is all this talk this week now about cuts to the public sector coming.
Yeah.
So
that's going to be interesting. And
no one's talking about that yet. It's the elephant in the room that no one in Ottawa wants to hey, did you hear about that?
It's been kind of mentioned, but they've done some cuts already.
Letters came out this week. Louisa she let me read the one that came to her email.
About saying the
Well, she
cuts
read
are
it to me.
like.
Well, it was just like, they're addressing the elephant in the room, because it was like Carney was saying like 7.5% budget cuts this year, and everyone has to have a plan for this by the end of summer. That's the deadline for this. So 7.5 this year, 10% next year, and then 15% the following year.
Oh.
So like, there was another. It was on the news. Well, I can't remember the guy's name or where he came from, but he was saying that like it doesn't necessarily mean like massive layoffs. Like it could just mean like shifting personnel in order to increase efficiency and like, stop all the BS that goes on in government work of like the slowdowns and stuff. Like I appreciate all the public servants out there. Don't get me wrong, because I know some of you are probably just as frustrated as I feel about this type of thing. That it takes like 7 people to do one task. It feels like it takes a week to do something that should take an hour. And there's got to be ways to tighten this up and to stop the bleeding, because I'm sure there's so much unnecessary spending, not from a salary standpoint, but just from like do we really need this standpoint?
Not just even on that like time frame. It's also like on projects that being approved, how long projects are taking, like construction projects in general. Just like there should be something holding up to higher standards, I feel. That's my opinion.
I totally agree. And I think the federal government had no choice to do this, because if they keep spending and there's no kind of instruments in place to rein this in, then we're only going to dig ourselves further into the hole. Like, look at some of the stuff in the U.S. right now and what they spend on their interest on their debt every year. It's like, I think it outpaced. Anyway, basically the article said it was at the worst place it's been since the end of World War II in terms of the debt spend. So we don't want to be in that position.
No,
we got a lot of, natural resources. Interprovincial trade is kind of getting lifted. I see more deals happening with Europe. I think we're in a fine position, but for Ottawa specifically, if we do see layoffs and any type of mass effect, it's going to immediately impact our real estate market.
For sure. Definitely.
Like
100%.
same day.
100%. It's like just the panic itself too. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's just uncertainty, anxiety, it's all the stuff that comes with it, right? So if you hear that in the news over the next 3 years and you're like, you were contemplating buying a bigger house, like you're probably not doing that right now.
You're going to hold. And a lot of the times that's happening. Even if we see rate drops coming, a lot of the times we might see people holding just because of the uncertainty. Like we saw it at the beginning of this year when we saw a couple of rate drops. Like we'll touch this subject quickly. July rate drops coming in a couple of weeks, and like I think it's gonna hold again steady. Yeah. Personally, like just because of the uncertainty, because of stuff like if these government if they end up laying some people off, maybe that will trigger some of it to drop, right, because of unemployment. But personally, I think it's just gonna stay steady. They're just gonna see, because of the uncertainty that's going on, and just keep it where it's at right now.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think it's too soon to make, and they're certainly not going to increase it, but to decrease, I don't know, man. I don't know what the answer is. I don't think a lot will change over the summer months, because everything does kind of take a pause. It's like we're going to check out as Canadians and as Ottawans and just enjoy the nice weather while we have it. Yeah. In September, people will come back. It might be a bit more doom and gloom, but maybe it's positive. It's hard to say. Like, there's always new tariffs coming still. On copper now. Like,
there's always things happening for sure.
It's just too much. So, again, never envy anyone in that political sphere making those decisions. But, it's going to ripple down.
Yep.
And whatever happens, it's certainly hard to believe that no one will be laid off. But hopefully anyone listening, you guys dodge the bullets.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Cross some fingers. Market too. So July 24th, we're predicting pause.
On the rate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
So that being said, guys, we've been rambling now for
about half an hour or so.
Has it been? It's been longer than that, I think. Anyway.
With that being said, we're taking a break too.
Yeah, we're going to take a break, guys. We're going to take a couple weeks off, and we'll catch you the first week of September. As always, our links to book a one-on-one call with us are in the link in the description, below. If you are listening on any of the audio platforms, would you please share it, comment, like it, listen to it again. I don't know. Get the likes up. Get the plays up.
Get the views up.
And always reach out to us. Like, we're always happy to have a conversation, guys. There's no obligations. We
Yeah.
just like talking about real estate. If you haven't caught that already, and if you, even you just want to call and say, "Hey, man, can I get another crazy story?" Like, I've got even better ones that I can't tell on this.
Yeah,
They're not
offline.
PG-13. For behind closed doors.
No, for sure.
Got good ones. Someone told me anyway. No. Call me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that
See
story
you
because I
guys.
want to tell you.
Peace.
Have a good summer.
Enjoy the
Have
summer.
a good summer. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.